Group 1, hello and welcome to your reading. So sit back, relax, and let me tell you all the beautiful, divine things about you and what your friends and even strangers say about your divine light. So first off, let me clear my throat. I feel like you are the expressive type, you're the creative type, Group 1. So whatever it is that you do or your divine magic, this is to do with your chest, with your throat chakra. And maybe if you're feeling a little bit blocked in your throat chakra in terms of your expression or creativity, this is telling me that you kind of need to just take a fresh look, a fresh approach at yourself, because with the Ten of Swords, you've had growth, and this is telling me that your gifts have grown. Your gifts have grown with you from a young age. So I'm picking up psychically that since you were very young, you knew what your purpose was. You knew what your passion is. You knew what your joy was with the sun. And the goddess that represents the sun in this deck is called Magic. So I feel like you just have that natural inner magic, and you have some sort of natural flair, natural talent, and it's not something that just anyone can do. It could be very specific, but the way you do something is very magical, is very unique, and you're the type that people view as very unique, one of a kind. With the Ten of Swords, I feel like people have seen you deal with your difficulties. They see that you have your crosses to bear, maybe even numerous crosses, numerous swords. You could have a lot of responsibilities, or you could have had to pick up a lot of slack in the past, or maybe your responsibilities could get in the way of what it is that you're here to do. You could have numerous purposes, dual purposes, I'm hearing. So I feel like there's plenty of things that you're good at. And when it comes to you, it's about finding the time, making the time, and creating the time. Because you are a creator, manifesting that time. Because when you create, when you express, when you speak, when you write, or when you paint, whatever it is that you do that brings you joy, it brings light not only into your life, but in other people's lives. You're the type that doesn't just manifest with your mind, you do it with your hands. I feel like you're very gifted with your hands. And when I say gifted, people could have noticed that you were very gifted from a young age. There was something special, something different about you. And maybe it led to you not always fitting in with a crowd. And maybe in the past it was something that you hid away from. You hid away from expressing yourself in fear of being judged. And I feel like now what it was that you were scared of showing to the world, that's your strength, that's your beauty. And what you thought was your weakness is actually your ultimate strength. So what you can do is you can take weakness and you can turn that into strength. You are a creator, you are a manifester. I feel like your superpower is your feelings. You can channel your feelings. You can supercharge your feelings. You can manifest with your feelings. And you have a deep sense of empathy. So other people feel like their feelings are being heard and understood. I feel like people may come to you when they have questions about where they should go or what they should do in life. Because people view you as a free spirit. Someone who has had their setbacks, their crosses to bear. But you're still free. You're still happy. You're still able to create magic, even when the circumstances in your life aren't very magical to begin with. You can create something out of nothing. And when you have nothing, you find a way of building yourself back up again. So people have seen you grow, and I feel like people really admire your growth. And I feel like there's plenty of people out there, Group 1, that are very proud of you, and they're cheering you on every step of the way. I feel like you could also have silent supporters, people who maybe don't vocalize, but they're here for you, they're watching you, and they're manifesting success for you. I feel like the vibes you give out are what you are getting back right now, and you're manifesting these vibes yourself. You're free to manifest however you want. And people see you as a very wise old soul here with the owl spirit. You see clearly now. Someone could be 43, but I feel like people view you as someone who they can talk to. And not only that, someone who actually listens when they speak. You're not the type that's just waiting to talk about yourself, because you're so wise you don't need to. You know that whatever advice someone seeks, they will come to you and ask you directly. So you're not waiting to put your 2 cents in. You're waiting until someone asks, and that's very valuable. People view your knowledge as very valuable. Your advice is very wise, and sometimes people who want to make unwise decisions, they're not going to come to you, because maybe sometimes people could view you as a know-it-all. And I'm thinking of who done it with the owl spirit. So someone could really love true crime, maybe the dark, the macabre. Someone likes mystery, and someone likes figuring out the mystery and intrigue. So other people could actually view you as very mysterious, as a mystery that they just can't solve. And with the crone here, death, death could be Scorpio. So you have the ability to be reborn. You can manifest out of nothing. You're like a phoenix coming out of the flames, and people can only just stare at you in awe and wonder, how did Group 1 do this? How did you go from the ruins and turn that into a kingdom? And you're wise enough. It's like you have the gift to be able to see into the future. It's like you can channel that reality. You can manifest that reality before you even think of it. You can sing it, you can speak it, you can write it. So people really admire whatever way it is that you express yourself, because you do it in a way that just comes off as absolutely magical and very powerful. And some people are in awe of your power, and others are actually afraid of your power. And some people could even view you as maybe a little bit creepy, in the sense that, how could Group 1 know this? Or how is Group 1 so on the ball? You know, what's up Group 1's sleeve? People just want to know what your secret is. I'm thinking of Plankton trying to rob Mr. Krabs' formula. So it's like there could be haters on the sidelines who want to come in and steal that secret formula. They want to see what you've got cooking in that cauldron, because it's an absolutely magical brew. Someone could love tea. Someone could also love coffee. And caffeine. Someone really could be a night owl. They come alive at night, or they feel most creative or even energetic at night. With Witch's Runes here, foretelling, I feel like you have the gift of being able to see things before they happen, being able to predict things before they happen, even with your words. So something's telling me to tell you, Group 1, to go back on the words you've written, maybe even on dreams you've had. I feel like you have the dreams of prophetic foresight in terms of your dreams. Maybe you could predict certain circumstances, deaths, births even. I feel like there's something within you, an innate natural ability, and I did pick up on very strong natural gifts, natural abilities. There's something within you that you can just sense things, you can feel things. It's like the sixth sense. And even like that movie, I See Dead People. So someone could be a medium. And yeah, maybe that's something that really does creep people out. But Group 1, if you're the type that's not afraid of the dark, and you're not afraid of the mysterious, or, figuring out the mysteries of life, you could feel like this is your sole purpose, to discover more, to really find and channel all kinds of energies. And even if you're in the darkness, you find a way to dance in the dark. Or yeah, you could be the type, you could dance with the devil and in the shadows, in order to be able to express, channel that experience. Yeah, I feel like you're a channeler. And with the Rising and the King card here, this is telling me you're a true born leader. And you didn't always have that self-confidence. You didn't always feel like you had that potential. Maybe you suffered with imposter syndrome. and you never fully shined or stood into your power, stepped into your power, might I say. But this is you rising up into your power, to your true position. It's like you were born to be king, born to be queen, and even if your kingdom is in ruins or has been in ruins, you're like a phoenix from the flames, so you can turn that shit into a kingdom again, and it is better than ever. Sometimes things have to break and be destroyed in order to come back around and be built up better. And you know, as they say, energy cannot be destroyed, it can only change forms. So I feel like this is your special gift. You can channel energy, you can make it change forms. If energy can't be destroyed, you're not afraid of any energies, destructive, light, dark, whatever kind. You're ready to play and work with all of them. And with romanticism, someone could also be 33. 33 is a power number. And 33 is the age that Jesus died at, and Jesus' story is the story of ultimate sacrifice for the sins of humanity. So you're not afraid of a sacrifice or two. You may have sacrificed your dreams in the past because you're a very kind, giving and generous soul, but you've always had that bright light that shines within you from day one, and you can't help but radiate that light. There's something special, there's something extra about you, group one. And maybe if it was something that even frightened you in the past about yourself, or something you shied away from, I feel like you're stepping into your power, you're embracing your divine gifts. These are innate abilities that not everyone has and not everyone understands. And the things that people are scared of or they don't understand, people could have a tendency to demonize. And you're not going to demonize yourself anymore. You're open to embracing your natural abilities instead of blocking them off. And even if that means communicating with the other side, transmuting or channeling energies, I feel like you do it with a natural flair, a natural talent. And with romanticism, you could be able to put kind of a dramatic twist, maybe on everyday stories. You can turn them into a best-selling work of art, fiction. You could paint an everyday object, but the way you do it, it makes the most amazing masterpiece someone's ever seen, even if it's something they see every day. So whatever it is you do, you work with energies, you work with the elements. And that is paying off because people can see that you have the world in your hands, and you have the opportunity and the ability to not only have the world in one hand, but lots of money in the other hand. When you channel your feelings and when you invoke your inner magic, that is when people see the true you. And it's been there since day one. So don't hide from your own magic or your own natural God-given gifts. Don't be afraid of your own potential, group one, because it is endless. And where you're going to go from here is completely up to you. Because as I said, group one, you're the creator. So happy creating. Thank you for being here with me today. Please let me know down below if you enjoyed this, if you resonated, what you'd like to see next. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Private readings are available. And come back and connect with me again very soon. Goodbye and God bless. Mwah. Hello and welcome to your reading, group 2. So let's find out all of the divine gifts that belong to you and what people say about you and your divine gifts. So first of all, with the 5 of Cups and the 2 of Cups coming up, I'm picking up immediately that you're a highly sensitive, intuitive and empathetic person. You're very emotional, and maybe in the past you could have even been a little bit over emotional. And I feel like going from the 5 of Cups to the 2 of Cups, this is you learning to put a handle on your emotions, a lid on your emotions. It's not necessarily the same thing as bottling it up, but I feel like you've come from great disappointment. You've learned your lessons from great disappointment. Even if these weren't lessons that you willingly wanted to learn, anything that's happened to you, any disappointments that have happened to you, it's made you readjust and reflect back. And every time you reflect, you go back to yourself. And you realize that when it comes to emotions, even other people's emotions, a lot of these are a projection of your own. So I'm really feeling like you're in the energy of learning how to master your own emotions. You're not a slave to how you feel, or you don't allow other people to dictate your emotions. You are highly empathetic, so you could pick up on energy very easily, good vibes and bad vibes included. So I feel like when you're picking up on someone's bad vibes or someone's not behaving in an appropriate manner, according to you, or someone's disrespecting you or trying to trample over your boundaries, I feel like boundaries is something you've had to learn and maybe build up. And you're building up confidence, you're building up emotional strength. And instead of bottling up your emotions, you're learning how to use your emotions in a productive way instead of projecting them. And your emotions are your superpower. How you feel and how you make other people feel is what's most special about you, because you can make people feel something that they've never felt before, or you can bring out emotions in people that they thought were buried a long time ago. With the King of Wands, I feel like you're a leader, a dominant sort of energy. So you could be a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. And even if you're not a fire sign, I feel like you're a very fiery energy. You're very feisty. People could even describe you as a firecracker. For some, not all, maybe even hot-headed at times, because as we can see with the My Way card, we do have selfish and stubborn. And even though this is a good reading, the good things people say about you, I feel like people may say you're stubborn as a mule or stubborn as an ox. But in fact, this is actually a good thing because it's going to get you to where you need to be. You're not willing to compromise. You're not willing to back down in a fight. When you stand your ground, you are staying in that ground and there is no budging. So sometimes your stubbornness can be your downfall, but sometimes it can be what makes you the strongest energy in the room, the most passionate leader. Because when you believe in something, when you believe in someone, you believe with all your heart and your soul. You're not a faker and you don't make false promises. You don't plumaz people or use flattery to get what you want. You're very genuine and people take you at face value because they know you're not the type to add bells and whistles. You're going to give it to them like it is, whether they want it or not sometimes. So I feel like you've no problem standing your ground in a battle, but sometimes when it comes to your emotions, you can allow your emotions to overtake you, and maybe your emotions can overtake your logic sometimes. So like I said, mastering the art of emotions and the art of detachment, I'm hearing. So you could be learning how to detach yourself from certain situations, maybe detach yourself from the past, or even energies that are keeping you stuck in one place. And sometimes if this is your own attitude that's keeping you stuck, this is you having the maturity and the self-reflection, the self-awareness in order to get out of your own way. So in a way, sometimes you can stop yourself because you don't believe in yourself as passionately as you believe maybe in the people you love, or as passionately as you believe in certain beliefs that you may have. Believe in yourself just as strongly and just as stubbornly, and nothing is going to budge you or take you off track from achieving your dream. So just make sure that you always have your goal right ahead of you. And when someone's learning how to ride a bike, I remember teaching my own daughter, and even my own dad teaching me how to ride a bike, he'd always say, don't look back, look forward. Because if you're looking back and you're unsteady on the wheels on your bike, yeah, you could be in a new cycle. But this is you looking forward, looking directly ahead, future facing, instead of looking back and falling off. I feel like maybe for some in the past you could have fallen off the wagon, or maybe kind of felt like you were left in the past, maybe like the world moved on without you. because you are stuck in the one place that you weren't ready to let go of. I just seen a wisp of smoke and it floated by the koi fish spirit. There is always enough. And I feel like that's what people say about you. You're such a generous friend. You're a very loving lover, a very loving family member. And when you're a friend, you're a true, genuine friend. You're not the type of friend that just comes in and out of someone's life full of excuses. You're there, you're steady, you're stable. And you remind people that there is always enough to go around. You remind people that they're enough as they are. And sometimes that self-acceptance that you encourage in others, other people just want to see you practicing what you preach and accepting yourself, flaws and everything. Because don't judge yourself for who you were in the past. You made your mistakes, you learn from those mistakes. And that's all that anyone can ask of you. I feel like with divine timing, believe in the right timing. This is you stubbornly believing in the right timing, knowing that, yeah, it mightn't have come just yet. Whatever it is you want to manifest in your life, if you close your eyes and just imagine what your dream life would look like, just believe that it can happen. And how? Not even by magic, but it is as if it happens by magic. Open your eyes and look in the mirror. You are the one who manifests your future. And you do this by looking forward, not looking back. You're not the old you, you're the new you. I'm hearing, Look What You Made Me Do, Taylor Swift, that part where she's saying, oh, the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. Why? Because she's dead. So maybe you felt like an old version of you or the past version of you is dead. Maybe there is a side of you left in the past. Maybe for some, even your innocence, you feel like that's dead and gone. Maybe even your expectations. But this is you moving forward, cutting your losses with the past, knowing that you're not that person anymore. You're not going to judge yourself for what you did in the past. In fact, you need to focus your creativity and your energy. I said creativity, I was meant to say energy, so I feel like you are a very creative energy and you're very passionate with your creativity. And I'm getting sort of air sign energy coming in, so Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. You're the type that can dance. I feel like your movement is something that people just watch mesmerized. So you could be an amazing dancer. Just the way you move, the way you express yourself, you could just express yourself with movement, I'm just getting very abstract, sort of, kind of wishy-washy energy. So when you go there, you really go there. But in a way, sometimes group 2, you can stop yourself from going there. You can stop yourself from fully channeling the true emotions, because sometimes your emotions can overpower you instead of the other way around. We have elemental magic, nature, and scrying divination here. So when it comes to your gifts and your magical powers, group 2, people notice how at one you are with nature. They see you as very family orientated. Sometimes they can see you as a bit stormy, a bit hot-headed with the dark clouds coming out here. But they see you as highly emotional and also as you're like a conduit of energy, your movement. Energy runs through you. So it's like you're some sort of divine, you could be a healer, and maybe people come to you when they feel like they need their emotions healed, when they feel like they need a shoulder to cry on, when they need someone to understand them, when they need someone to give them that pep talk, when they need someone to give them that kick up the butt. They can turn to you, group 2, because you're steady, you're reliable, and you are dependable. And I feel like the one thing that maybe you weren't completely reliable about in the past is showing up for yourself. the way that you show up for other people. But people notice that you put them before other people. You'd give people the clothes off your back, the food from your plate, because you don't want to see anyone go without. With the koi fish spirit, there is always enough, and people see you as very generous, very prosperous, and very magical. The way you float, the way you move and dance, it's like a beautiful exotic fish in the sea. So yeah, someone could also be a water sign. But you know, there's so much water energy here that your emotions are your superpower. Your emotions can heal, but they can also hex. So it's you learning how to master your emotions and not the other way around, and making sure not to be too selfish or stubborn or let your pride or ego get in the way of your divine purpose. You may fight against what you're truly here to do or your spiritual purpose or path, and you may feel like you're determined to go another way. But I feel like what is meant for you will come to you as if by magic. And sometimes when you want to hurry things on, you can do that too, because it's up to you. And if you can give other people pep talks and encouragement, you can give that to yourself. I feel like you're still in the process of manifesting. You're still in the process of creating and even discovering your true self, your true powers. You haven't even fully unlocked your full potential. There's so much more of you to discover. With 20, someone could be 20, but you're still waiting to open up to all these divine gifts. So I feel like the older you get, the more innate abilities are going to come up to the surface for you. Yeah, I feel like there are certain gifts that aren't fully fledged or fully developed just yet, but they're waiting and you're waiting. And you still have some spiritual self-development to do before all of your gifts come to the surface. Because with scrying divination, this is seeing what you can see on objects, on surfaces. So you could be the type that if you try to scry, and when you're looking, when you're focusing, when you're trying to see, you will see. But it takes a lot of focus, a lot of dedication. Witches would have been known to scry using black mirrors. And, you know, even our phone screens could be considered black mirrors nowadays. So you could be a very modern type, and you could divinate through technology. You could divinate through connecting with other people. Your connection is highly connected to your soul purpose. The way you connect with others, the way you make others feel, and the way you make others feel about themselves, most importantly, because that's what's so special about you. You're not all bells and whistles. You don't pomade. You don't just tell people what they want to hear. Sometimes you tell them what they need to hear, even if that's not what they want to hear. You are reliable. You are steady. And you may be over emotional sometimes, but it's because when you care, you just care so much. Sometimes you even care too much. But with you, group 2, there's no such thing as too much. You can't love too much. You love to your limits. And when it comes to life, you're here to live life to your limits. And not in a way that's wild and that you're going to burn out very early. You're a slow burn, a slow burning candle. So the older you get, the more spiritually developed and aware you will become. So your gifts are still growing, they're still blossoming, and you could still be developing yourself in terms of your goals, your dreams, and what it is that you want to achieve. You're still manifesting. You're still figuring it out. So don't worry if you're in a waiting sort of energy, because as you discover, you can decide. And even if you decide to go one way, you could decide to go another way the next day. Maybe you could have a tendency to change your mind, but that is your prerogative to change your mind, group 2. But people know that once you have your mind set, and once you have your heart set on something or someone, that there is no getting in your way. When you have a goal, there is no budging you. So all you have to do is really define and set out what these goals are, because once you get started, group 2, you are going to be unstoppable. And that stubbornness is going to work to your benefit, and you are going to profit from any obstacles, any misfortune you've had in your life. You're going to find a way to make that better you, to make you stronger. If you've fallen, you've gotten up again, and now you're even more determined. Once you find what your true goal is, you're going to be like a dog with a bone. And that kind of determination, it can't be bought, it can't be replicated. There's something special about how dedicated you are. So when it comes to love, you're the best kind of lover. When it comes to family, you're the best and most kind, caring, considerate family member that people have. That's what they'd say about you. When it comes to friendships, your friends would tell you that you always make them feel better. You always make their emotions feel validated. And when it comes to you, group 2, once you decide what it is that you want, there is no getting in your way. So take your time to decide. You're a slow burn. You could be the very patient type. So even if it takes a while for you to fully define or see clearly what it is you're here to do, when you find out, there's no stopping you. So thank you for being here with me today, group 2. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know down below what you'd like to see next. And make sure to come back again and connect with me very soon. Goodbye and God bless. Mwah. Hello and welcome to your reading group 3, and thank you for joining me here today. If you notice the beautiful candles here at the side, I just wanted to give a shout out to my beautiful talented friend Shannon, who made me some beautiful intention candles for Christmas. So I was meant to mention it in the other groups, and it's only you I remembered to mention it for. So right away, immediately, I'm picking up you are a very thoughtful and considerate friend. You're the type of friend that remembers birthdays, that remembers special occasions, and that remembers to kind of get your friends gifts to make them feel special. You are a special kind of friend. You're a very true friend. And your friends know they can rely on you to get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You value your friendships, and your friends value you because they see how important the connection is to you. You make them feel important, and that's why you hold a very important place in all of your loved ones' lives. When it comes down to how people view you, group 3, it can be a bit contradicting. So maybe you could be a contradicting sort of energy, a bit of one thing or too much of the other. Maybe you can't fully decide. But with the Knight of Wands here, you are a free spirit. You're a very fiery and passionate soul. And when it comes down to passion, you're a ride or die when it comes to your friends, when it comes to your family members, when it comes to loyal lovers. You will go down with the ship if you believe in that ship, if you believe in that person, if you believe in that cause. That's how much you care. You are all in. People know you're not half in, half out. You're not a commitment phobe. In fact, when it comes to commitment, you take it very seriously. You take promises very seriously. So when anyone breaks a promise to you, you take that as an offense, a slight, because you don't operate in that way. So if other people are operating in an ingenuine way and they're not coming from a place of truth, you don't want to know. They can stick that where the sun don't shine, because you're all about truth. You're all about honesty. You value all of these things because you're that kind of friend. So you're not going to accept energies that don't reciprocate that. So if a lover isn't as all in as you are, I feel like that's when you jump ship. That's when you go overboard or throw them overboard. You could be the type that in the past with relationships you leave before you get left. Because with this free spirit energy, maybe you don't like the feeling of restriction or feeling tied down. And with the 8 of Swords, sometimes this can resemble our thoughts holding us down. even more so than our physical burdens. Sometimes you can get in your own way mentally, and you don't always believe in yourself, and you don't always see yourself in that bright, charismatic, charming way that you come off to other people. People see you as this bright light, but sometimes when you look at yourself, you don't give yourself that credit. You dull your shine, you dull yourself down, maybe even dilute yourself sometimes in order to be more appetizing or appealing to other people, because maybe for some your true self could offend them. And with the Two of Pentacles reversed, with the balancing resources reversed, that could be your problem. You're one extreme or the other. And when it comes to balance, that might not be your strong point, because the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, these are very contradicting energies, because one is free and one is restrictive. So you could be very black and white about things, or you could be the type that you're open to both. You could be traditional, but a free spirit at the same time. I feel like you're traditional in the sense of your relationships, that you value honesty, loyalty, and trust. Respect is a big thing. It's the biggest thing for you. And if someone tries to cross your boundaries or makes you feel disrespected, that's enough for you to cut them out of your life altogether. Because to me, to you, what I'm feeling is that that's what boils your blood like no other. That's how honest, that's how noble and earnest you are. And when your friends and your family, your lovers, whoever it is that is looking for the truth or, honest advice, honest feedback, they're going to come to you, because you are going to explain things in a way to them that they've never thought about it before. The way your mind works is very mysterious, very intriguing to other people, because you're a balancing act of completely different energies. You're a walking contradiction, Group 3, in many ways. Because even if you're single, I feel like you're not afraid of commitment. You're not afraid to take that leap of faith, or to even, get married one day. You're not afraid to jump into things, because if need be, you can jump back out again. You could have the energy of a box of frogs. Yeah, and you could feel very excited and childlike when it comes to love. You love love, and you love falling in love. And if you're in a committed relationship already, Group 3, I feel like that this renewed hope, if it's not a new love, this is renewed hope in a connection you're already in. And this could mean an offer from a lover to take things to the next level. It could even be you proposing this next step, this commitment. But regardless, you love love, and you're a great lover. And even in the past, if love has made you feel restricted, I feel like it's because you were with the wrong lovers. Maybe you were with someone who wanted to restrict your free spirit, and it made you feel like you were a caged bird. And you want someone who makes you feel like the peacock that you are. I feel like you could be very exaggerated. You could have a very exaggerated sort of beauty. You're bold, you're big, you're beautiful, your energy radiates. I feel like that old cliche, your smile lights up a room, would apply to you, Group 3. So make sure you don't go out there and get kidnapped, because that's usually what they say about people who awful things happen to. Oh, they had a smile that lit up the whole room. So aside from that, you are like a cliche, but you're a contradicting cliche. And it's like you're not afraid to go out there. You're not afraid to get kidnapped. You're not afraid to go out there and try all the flavors that life has on offer. We have balance coming here. So this is telling me that even with the Two of Pentacles reversed, you might be naturally good at balancing resources, or, you could be too much of one thing or the other. Your moods could be a big thing, a big factor in your life. When you're in the mood, there's no stopping you. But sometimes it's getting that motivation up, getting yourself in the mood. And with balance here, it's kind of teaching yourself what kind of balance works for you, and new ways of balancing all these different energies, because it's like you're such a mix of different energies, different traits. You've got such loyal and noble traits. With the Witches of the Craft here, proficiency and magical clothing empowerment here. I feel like people just love your style, and they could really feel like you dress in a very sort of old school kind of a way. It's like classically fashionable. So if you're a feminine, you could love florals, you could love sort of dresses or tops that are flowy, things that kind of make you feel like a modern day witch. And if you're a masculine, I feel like whatever it is that you wear it in a powerful way. Your clothes don't wear you, you wear your clothes, and people admire your style. And sometimes they think it's the clothes they're admiring, but it's actually you. It's how you're wearing those clothes. You wear them with style, with purpose, and like nobody else owns this item of clothing, because the way you wear, no one else should own that, because you own whatever you wear. You own your style, and you have your own unique and distinct style. So people think of you as very unique, very distinctive, very stylish. You're a free spirit. You're not afraid to take a risk or take a leap of faith. They see you as completely honest. Sometimes people could even view you as too honest. And you do enjoy going with the flow, and when things flow, you love the way they go. But sometimes when things aren't flowing and things are blocked, you know, this out of balance energy, it could be hard to start. It could be hard to get that motivation up in order to get you going again. So yeah, it's kind of like with the Witches of the Craft practicality, people know that you're very grounded. When people need grounding, they come to you because you're very wise. With the fox spirit think on your feet, it's not that people view you as sneaky, but they view you as someone who doesn't always tell everyone exactly what's on their mind. You can be shrewd and you know how to use your mind. And if there is an opportunity that you can take or even take advantage of, you know how to do that. But you're not the type to step on anyone's heads on the way up. You're too noble, you're too loyal for that. But with the fox, they're very quick, they think on their feet. They're not afraid of a bit of danger. And I feel like, in a way, sometimes your reluctance to get started, or maybe the reluctance to motivate yourself, it's because you're too in your head with the Eight of Swords. Because your biggest restriction, your biggest obstacle, maybe has been you getting in your own way, your own anxious or paranoid thoughts telling you that you can't do this, or you can't have this, or magic isn't real, and if it was, I'm not magic. And this balance is you realizing that you can be grounded, you can be practical, but you can be magical as fuck at the same time. You are born a free spirit, and you're going to die a free spirit. You might be the most balanced right now, but because it's coming out twice, this is telling me that you're going to have a second look at how you've been balancing your life. You're going to make any necessary changes that you need to make in order to make the flow go again. Because once you're flowing, there's no stopping you. When it comes to love, you're a very honest, loyal, and loving partner. And you value honesty, truth, and trust above anything else. So if a friend or a lover breaks your trust in any way, shape, or form, that's a slight that maybe in time you can recover from, but it's something you'd rather not have to heal in the first place. You don't want to fix what's not broken. So your aim in life is to surround yourself with like-minded people, with people who have the same intentions, the same honest mindset, the same traditions that you have. Because you're creative, you could even be a bit of a hippie, a free soul. You could love flowers, you could love nature. You could also love the changing seasons. And as the seasons change, you feel like it's a new version of you. And you're consistently growing, you're constantly changing. and you're going with the flow, you're working with the elements, you're embracing your natural self. So I feel like you're a natural beauty, you're a very kind of timeless old style beauty or handsome masculine. What you have is something that people dream of but can't always achieve. You're a dream come true and you haven't even opened your eyes to your full potential, your true skills. You are practical, so when it comes to things like practical magic, that's where you shine. You know how to get things done in an efficient and organized sort of a way. And when you get things in order, and even when you hide things, it's very deeply hidden. So even if friends come to you and reveal secrets, they know already you're not going to tell people because you're very wise, you think on your feet, and they're coming to you when they need wise advice and practical advice. What do I do? And they know when it comes to trust and those bonds, you're not going to be the one to break them, because to you, your bonds are unbreakable. And you get a lot of power from your community, from your family, and that helps you elevate. You're here to help, you're here to heal, and you're here to bring people together. And people feel a sense of togetherness and community when you're around. You're so family orientated and you're there for everyone. And you just need to make sure to be there for yourself. You may take risks on other people, or you may take risks in other ways. But the biggest risk is not yourself, because you should always be your own first option. So in the past, if you've put yourself behind other people, this is your cue to start putting you first, group 3, because everyone knows how dedicated, loyal, and loving you are. And when you put your heart and your soul and your mind to something, you are unstoppable. So you just have to make sure to always prioritize your own mental health. Make sure to prioritize your balance, that there's an equilibrium of work, rest, play in your life. There's not too much of one thing and not enough of the other. Don't put too much romantic love into one person and not enough self-love into yourself. You have so many cups, so many talents, so many skills. I feel like you have the gift of gab, and you can get people talking, you can get people excited, you can get the party started. When group 3 is coming up, that's when the party really gets started. You can have fun, but you know how to be practical. You know how to clean up the mess afterwards. So make sure to always show up for yourself the way you show up for other people. And if you need to rest and you need to put some self-love into your cups, don't be afraid to do that, because an empty cup can't fill other people's cups. So sometimes you need to rest, rejuvenate, recharge, because you have such a big, bright and bold energy that it can drain pretty quickly. So just make sure to get all charged up before you get all fired up. And when you come to the party group 3, everybody gets fired up. And you are here to have a good time. So we're here for a good time and not a long time. But you know that even the flow has to be balanced. And that's what you're working on right now. And that's what's going to help you elevate spiritually to the next level. So thank you for being here and sharing your energy with me, group 3. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought down below. And make sure to come back and connect again very soon. Goodbye and God bless. Mwah.